Good morning. It's Tuesday the 25th of June 2024 and today is my last day of staying in the Forest of Dean district for June, but I will be back in the area again next month. So I'm going to do one walk today and then I'll be making my journey home afterwards. So today's walk starts on Tidenham Chase and I'm on a place called Beacon Ash. Well, it's another hot one today. Yeah, I think it gets cooler on Thursday. But Tidenham Chase is not far from Alvington, but we're closer to Chepstow now. And of course, Chepstow is where I lived and spent most of my childhood after we left Alvington. So I used to come to Tidenham Chase a lot. It was one of the main routes that we used to take to the Forest of Dean from Chepstow. So when we had a picnic, we used to sort of like drive from Chepstow and drive up the road that went across Tidenham Chase to the forest. So Tidenham Chase isn't really in the forest proper, it's on the southern fringes, but we are in the Forest of Dean district. So, and all of today's walk will be still within the Forest of Dean district. And also, because a lot of my recent walks this year have been in the Forest of Dean district close to the River Severn, as this one is again today, you might have been wondering, where's the Wye Valley gone to? Because I did do a couple in March that were in the Wye Valley as well. But, well, you'll be pleased to know that I will be back in the Wye Valley National Landscape today. So part of today's walk is one of those walks that falls within both areas, the Wye Valley and the Forest of Dean. So I don't think we see the River Wye today, but we will be within the boundaries of the Wye Valley National Landscape anyway. So this is Rosemary Lane. I'll just walk down here for a short distance. At the next footpath sign, I turned off to be reunited with a section of the Gloucestershire Way. I followed this route as I headed south through woodland. In a short while, I went over a stile at the far end of the wood. Getting some more open views now. Just getting through this gate. Okay. And that is a brilliant view of the River Severn now. Getting some really dramatic views. But even better, I can see the Severn Bridge. My path eventually emerged at a junction of lanes in the delightful hamlet of Boughspring. This is Boughspring. Nice sort of quiet backwater again. Say this is in my old neck of the woods, but I never really came to Boughspring very much. It sort of really is off the beaten track. But what a nice spot. Handy for Chepstow and not far from Lydney as well, so you're not far from all the amenities if you need them. Anyway, I shall get on and I've got to take a path down here. Leaving the Gloucestershire Way, I followed Hanley Lane and forked off right along a footpath through a field gate. Lovely. The magnificent Severn. It certainly is a magnificent river. The A48 just down there. Of course, you know, I travelled up and down the A48 many times over the years, whether it was by bus or car or whatever. And although you get views of the Severn from parts of the A48, you don't actually get close up to it like the railway does. I always remember Mum taking me on a trip up to Gloucester on the train once. We got the train from Chepstow, and I was really amazed when I discovered that the railway line ran right beside the river. It was great, sort of up as far as, I think, Gatcombe. That's where the railway line just goes right beside the river. So I'd seen parts of the River Severn that I'd never really seen before. It was great. So yeah, that was another wonderful memory.
Walking along the edge of fields, the path eventually came out onto a lane at the top end of Tidenham.
This is Tidenham, a very pleasant spot, very close to Chepstow. Yeah, I can remember it well from my Chepstow days. Okay, so I just take this path down here, which sort of goes below Tidenham Manor. Now I'm approaching Tidenham Church.
St Mary and St Peter's Church dates from the 13th and 14th centuries and was extensively restored by John Norton in 1858. It is a Grade II listed building and remains an active parish church.
Oh well, I guess I won't be going inside this church today. That's a shame. It's a beautiful spot though. Great view over the Severn from here. Okay, that's Tidenham Church. Over this stone stile now then. Here we go, to a bit of shade. Well, there's a big quarry to my left now, and I can hear some quarry vehicles, I think. But, yeah, I think I'll just skirt round the quarry on this path.
The footpath around the edge of Dayhouse Quarry eventually came out onto a lane, where I turned left into the hamlet of Netherhope.
Well, again, I have not been around here for a long time, but I am now walking over another former railway line. That was the Wye Valley Railway, but you can now walk and cycle along it. It's the Wye Valley Greenway, I think they call it now. So perhaps more importantly, on this side, you can see the entrance to a tunnel. That tunnel is now open to the public, so you can walk and cycle through that along the Wye Valley Greenway. So you can now walk through it. So it means you can walk as far as Tidenham now along the old Wye Valley Railway. Fantastic. Unfortunately my way doesn't take me through there today. I'm going along here a bit further. But no, that's really interesting to see.
Netherhope Lane ended at the B4228, where I turned right towards St Breville's and Colford.
I've briefly joined the B4228, which is the road that goes up across Tidenham Chase, but I'm turning off again here as I'm reunited with Offa's Dyke path. I've known Offa's Dyke path since I was a child, because when I was living in Chepstow, Offa's Dyke path started near there, so it was one of the long distance footpaths that I discovered at a very early age. And when I first started my walks, Offa's Dyke path was really the place that I spent a lot of my time doing my walks. This is a stretch that I did, because we're only a couple of miles or so outside of Chepstow, so this was a stretch I regularly did when I started discovering the joys of walking. I'm not sure how old I would have been, but probably around 10 or 11 when I started doing my walks on my own. And I used to horrify my mum and my family because when I used to tell them that I'd walked along Offa's Dyke and had gone as far as I had done in a day, they were absolutely horrified. You know, because of course I was walking on my own, and you know, if I'd tripped up and broken an ankle or something, I mean, they wouldn't have known about it, because that was in the days long before mobile phones were around. But yeah, in some ways I'm actually surprised they carry on letting me out. I used to walk for miles and miles and miles. So, you know, I used to come along here a lot, and then I got to the stage where I thought, I better turn back home now. So that was in the days when I used to get back home late. And again, apart from not having mobile phones then, I didn't have a watch until I was a bit older, so I had no idea of the time when I was doing my walks. Happy days. Whoop. I always remember these few dodgy sections of Offa's Dyke path that follow the road for a bit, because there's just no footpaths for the trail to follow. But we're just going up here for a little bit further, and I'll be turning off into the woods in a minute, so I'll be away from this dangerous bit. This is Dennel Hill anyway. Some lovely houses up here, and again they'll have some lovely views over the Severn from here. Great, this is where I leave the road again then, and follow Offa's Dyke path as it heads into these woods. Offa's Dyke, Tidenham section. An earthwork built by Offa, the powerful Anglo-Saxon king of Mercia, 757 to 796 AD. to establish a frontier between his kingdom and the Welsh. The dyke consisted of a high bank and a wide, deep ditch, and can be traced with gaps from the River Severn to the Dee. This 2-mile section is in the care of English Heritage. Yeah, so the section of Offa's Dyke Path that I'll be walking now actually runs along some of the remains of the old dyke. Yep, so this part of Offa's Dyke Path is literally following the top of Offa's Dyke. It's quite obvious to see in places, but in others it's not. But also we're on the top of a huge bank anyway, because the River Wye is way down there somewhere, but you can't see it. But this, in Offa's time, would have been a natural barrier, really, along with the dyke itself. Yeah, it's fascinating history. Aha, okay, so this is where I leave Offa's Dyke Path for today. Now, yep. Okay, so if I was to carry on over there, that would eventually take me to Devil's Pulpit. Of course I went there 6 years ago when I came to the Wye Valley in Forest of Dean, so I won't be going there today. I'm going up this way now. I hope to be doing a bit more of Offa's Dyke Path later this year though, so there will be more stretches I'm hoping to cover. But for now, I'll just carry on up here and this will take me back to the main road.
At the main road, I went left to follow Miss Grace's lane, going right at a footpath leading onto some gorgeous heathland.
This is a really lovely part of the walk today. This part of Tidenham Chase is called the Park. It's a nature reserve. Oh, yeah, really nice. Okay, well I'm on the last stretch of the walk now. Not far back to my car. But as I left Miss Grace's lane just back there and started along this path, I met 3 people, and one of the guys recognised me. He said, "Oh, I've seen you on YouTube," he said. I said, "Not another one," I said. And I meant that in a nice way. It's just, I can't believe how many people have recognised me on this particular occasion. These last few days I've been staying in Alvington and been doing the last 4 walks. There's been quite a lot of people that have recognised me. I just don't think about it, that's the thing. When I come down here I just think, okay, I've got to do this, this and this over the next few days. These walks I want to film. And of course when you're out and about walking you encounter other walkers, but I don't really think about expecting to see people that will recognise me from my videos. I can open this gate. So yeah, I've been really surprised how many people have recognised me, so it's lovely. So thank you to all of you who I've met over these last few days. It's been lovely talking to all of you, and just thank you again for watching the videos. It's always much appreciated. Okay, well now, just before I get back to my car, I can see a trig point. So whilst I'm here I may as well bag it, hadn't I? Okay, another trig point bagged. I don't know what this trig point is called. All I could see on the OS map was that it's 217 metres above sea level. So, anyway, trig point on the park. Welcome to the Park Nature Reserve. a heathland restoration project. Welcome to the Park Nature Reserve, a sanctuary for native flora and fauna managed by Gloucestershire Wildlife Trust in partnership with Forestry England. Explore the reserve, walk its trails and immerse yourself in the surrounding heathland. Fab. That's it then. That's another walk in this part of the Wye Valley and Forest of Dean finished. Yeah, it's been another lovely one. Nice to come back to Tidenham Chase again and visit places like Boughspring and Tidenham and Offa's Dyke Path, of course. Yeah. But I will be back in this area, well, next month. Yeah, I'm coming back down for a few days in the middle of July, so I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, I'll get back to my car now and I'll make my slow journey home. Traffic permitting, it'll take me about 3.5 hours, but there's no rush this afternoon. At least I'm driving back on a Tuesday. Tuesdays hopefully will be better for traffic than they are on a Friday, because I think the last time I was here, came back home on a Friday, and of course you get sort of caught in Friday commuter traffic in a lot of places. So anyway, we shall see how it goes. But it's been a lovely few days here again, so I look forward to coming back in July.